Warm welcome to all the participants to the fifth day of the AICTE sponsored short-term training program on IoT powered solutions for healthcare innovations. We have 35 participants as of now, and I'm getting messages that they will be joining soon. Let us not waste time and start the session. Hope all of you had enjoyed the sessions that happened for the previous 4 days. And to remind you, there will be an exam tomorrow at around 3 o'clock. So kindly prepare for the exam. PPTs will be shared in another half an hour. So based on whoever has scored 80% attendance, for those participants, we'll be sharing the PPTs. Today we have two sessions. The first session is by Dr. Krishnamurthy, Professor and Head, Department of CSE, KCG College of Technology. He'll be sharing his knowledge on the topic of data mining for IoT. The second session will be done by Ganesh Kanda sir. He is a senior designer in microchip solutions. Now I hand over to Dr. Balaji for introducing the speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my pleasure to welcome all the participants for the penultimate day of your 6 days STTP. And I have double pleasure is there for me to welcome one of my colleague, Dr. M. Krishnamurthy, who's working as a professor and head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. And to his credit, he had received a many best prestigious award. I'll just give you some of an example as Best Java Architecture Award, Man of Engineer Award, Distinguished Faculty in Data Mining, Dedication in Teaching and Best Teachers Awards from various industries like Cognizant Technology, IET, Venus International Federation, Lions Club of India, and this line is keep on going on for him. And with respect to his research, he leads a research group in the Department of Computer Science. He has published more than 62 papers in the referred international journals as well as in the conference. And apart from this, he is serving as a researcher for the many SCI journals, which spread across various domains in the field of computer science. And to an extent, he is a continuous reviewer in InterScience, ACM Computation Science, and he is also an editor in Elsevier Journal. And with that, and but not the least, he also delivered 5 special talks in Podige TV in terms of your career development or in terms of where we have to concentrate for the student's life. With this small introduction, let me hand over the session to Dr. Krishnamurthy sir. It's my pleasure to welcome you, sir, on behalf of ECE department.
Good morning to all. Very good morning to one and all present here. Today you are in the 5th day program, I know. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. We are on the 5th day.
Sir, is
the audio clear?
Is it now it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
are you able to hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thomas, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. First question to Thomas, sir. Before I'm starting my session, normally we used to say Virundum Marundum 3 days. What did it mean?
Initially, it was good. After that,
if you are going to your mother-in-law house, you are supposed to stay only 3 days. If you are meeting doctor, he will be prescribing the antibiotic only 3 days. What is the significance of these two?
Initially, it was good. After that,
this is a normal phenomena in normal human life. Even though if I am giving a Tirupar Kadallerundu Amude Kuduthalum, it is not going to be useful more than 3 days. But anyhow, being a faculty, we need to adopt like this. Since now we are living in the internet era, definitely we are going to get more number of data. So this data can't be disseminated within 3 days. Earlier days, it has been like this, Virundum Marundum 3 days, whereas nowadays it is not like that. This is one of our PO's 12th outcome. What is the 12th outcome in our PO's? Anybody? PO's the 12th point. We have 12 outcomes of POs. The 12th one is, anybody? Those who are in NBA?
Participants can respond if they know the answers. Please don't be silent.
Participants, I'm not going to teach monotonously. Just I'm going to get there is interaction or.
Sir, there is a reply, sir. Message in the chat box. Yes. They have put innovation.
Innovation.
No.
Any other answers from the participants, please?
The last POs, last point in program outcome. Normally, I used to say to my computer science students, as and when you studied any, one more reply.
Entrepreneurship, sir.
No. Normally, I used to give instruction to our students. You are not supposed to be like other branches. The reason why, as and when you have studied any programming languages, it has to be retained in your mind till our iruthi moochu. Why? Because a person is possessing a BTech chemical engineering. Somehow he got the job in secretariat. He is not going to work with the pipette and purette. Whereas a person is possessing computer science degree, wherever he goes, even in a petty shop, he has to work with the system. So as long as he is living in this world, he has to retain the programming language in his mind. So the iruthi mooch. So as long as he is living in this world. What is the 12th point? There is a reply.
Lifelong learning, sir.
Yes, of course, Mr. Nadesan. E&I, Mr. Nadesan from E&I.
Yes, sir.
Yes? Am I correct? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a lifelong learning. So the proverb in Tamil, Virundum Marundum 3 days, it's not at all acceptable nowadays. Since we are going to live in this world, there is no other go. We need to learn and learn. Unlearn is based on the individuals. It is not the case whether you are going to unlearn, but anyway, we are going to learn the concept. Yes. So in this regard, we people are going to learn. Even I am the person who is going to deliver the content. It does not mean that I'm expertise. I'm giving the fullest concept. It is not like this. Having a forum like this, wherein I can even I can able to learn things from you people. Okay. So in this regard, wherever I go for any seminar or workshop or faculty level program, any sort of activities, I used to post the first question: what is the difference between you and me? What is the difference between you and me? If I'm sitting on the other side, I'm also a student. If you people are here, you people are treated as a faculty. So in such a case, what's the difference between you and me in terms of time factor? Anybody? The difference between in general, the difference between faculty and student, or the difference between you and me in terms of time factor. Don't say that I am 55 years of old, 30 years of teaching, doctorate, blah, blah, blah. That and all won't be the correct answer. What could be the correct answer? The difference between a student like you or faculty like me, even I sit on the other side, a student like me and you people like as a presenter or a guest lecturer.
In terms of knowledge.
Knowledge. The knowledge talks about the year of experience. I'm not expecting answer in terms of years of experience or a degree or something like that. Apart from this, faculty is continuously available and temporary. There is no other go, because we need to run the family. We need to sustain in this world. There is no other go. Our presence is always must be there. Maybe acceptable answer, but it's not the correct answer. Anyone? What's the difference between you and me? Even though I'm good in data mining or data or IoT, whatever the case, when I'm going to teach a content today, what I supposed to, what was my work to deliver a guest lecture in this forum? What could be the scenario? What could be my activities to deliver a guest lecture in this forum? What could be? Even today we are going to deliver a concept antenna. So this antenna information can be well versed by the faculty, but even then, somehow is reaching towards my answer, Geeta Lakshmi ma'am. Faculty need to prepare to answer the question raised by students. Good. In this preparation, there is a time gap. What's the time between the student and the faculty? Almost you are coming to the 70% of my expectation, only the 25% still you are lagging. Faculty need to prepare. Good. When we are supposed to prepare, when they are supposed to know the concept. There is a difference we are going to say. The difference between faculty and the students. Anybody? The difference between faculty and students. Anybody? Since it's a time is going on, I will let you know the answer. Only one day. How it become only one day? How it become learning objective and learning outcome? Okay. The difference between staff and students only one day. I'll tell you the answer. Maybe the new answer for everybody. The difference between staff and students only one day. How it become only one day? Anybody? Answer is only one day. How it become only one day between you and me? Even though I'm good in data analytics, IoT, but apart from all about this, the difference between you and me is only one day. How it become only one day? How it become only one day? Day of preparation, yes, absolutely. Suganya ma'am, you are a real teacher because you have given the correct answer. Yesterday I prepared the PPT. Today we people are going to, or you people are going to know, or we people are going to discuss. This is the only difference, irrespective of the experience. Even though a person is possessing 30, 35 or 50 years of teaching experience, but he must know what the content he is going to deliver tomorrow. He has to refer at least. He has to refer at least. This is the reason why the on other cases, whether the student or the faculty, we are in the same boat. There is no different. Maybe we may be refined in all this content or activities, whereas others can be maybe the learning the concept the next day. So this is the only difference. Why I'm posting this question means, since we are all faculty, I don't feel that I'm expertise in this field. It should be a monotonous teaching. So as and when I'm posting the question, you are supposed to give answer for this question. Because why I mentioned that the time gap between you and me is only one day means, yes, just because of preparation of yesterday, I don't feel that I am well versed. Maybe. But since we are going to have an interaction, exchange, one way or other, it is helping me. How it is helping me means, I may thinking that this is the correct answer for this scenario, but since a forum may give a different answer, the different answer is also learning outcome for me. Okay, so don't mistake me. I will be keep on posting the questions. Why? Because if you are simply ideally sitting means we are not going to learn anything. We need to discuss and we need to deploy. Okay. So with this, I will enter into my PPT presentation. We'll go to that part. My screen is visible? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now the topic is given to me is data analytics and IoT. Now we are starting from data to data analytics to IoT. Right. Everything we go for, we are rely upon the data. Okay. 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, now we'll see. Now it is clear because I will cut short my video.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. For a period of 90 minutes, that is 1.5 hours, this is going to be my coverage, if time permits. How best we are going to make it fast. Okay, the coverage, data, some portion of mining, some portion of analytics, some application of IoT, how it is going to be utilized, how the data is going to be play a vital role in this IoT concept. Okay. What is this? Kindly don't mistake me. I am keep on posting the questions. Anything, everything is available in the internet. Nothing I am going to give as a new. We people are going to discuss all about this. Once we are discussing all about this, definitely the concept will be written in your mind instead of studying the concept. Okay. Now, the first topic of the coverage is data. Okay. Here we are given the title is sources of data. What are the two sources? Anybody? Don't mistake me. You can give any set of answer. We are going to discuss. We are not comes under the concept of students and faculty scenario. Don't feel that. Don't feel any shy to give answer. You can feel free to give answer because in turn, everybody can learn the new terminology or scenario. Even myself. Tell me. What are the two sources of data? Anybody?
I think primary source and secondary source, sir.
Very good. Balaji, sir? Who has given the answer?
Mahesh, sir.
Magesh.
Yes, sir.
Excellent answer. How it become primary and secondary, sir?
So when we collect the data from first time, direct from the experienced person, that is called as primary source, and we collect data from a book or internet, which is source from anywhere else other from direct source, that is called as secondary.
Good. Then second one is?
Maybe research papers, the one who written and published somewhere.
Okay. Excellent answer. This is the first time I have shown this image or PPT to so many guest lectures. Whenever there is a seminar or a guest lecture FTP related to data, definitely I used to post 1 or 2 slides throughout my seminars. This is the first time I'm getting the exact answer, primary source and secondary source. You are from computer science or what background, sir? Magesh, sir?
Yes, sir. Computer science, sir.
Which college?
Sir, it's from Jain, Bangalore, Jain College.
Jain College, Bangalore. Very good. Have you attended my earlier sessions?
Sir, I think I have seen somewhere. I am not remembering where exactly.
Okay, good. Your good name, Magesh. Okay, right. So it is a primary source and a secondary source. Okay, good. The person who is involved in collecting data is definitely a primary source. The person is doing some sort of research or analysis. When I'm going to do some analysis, He is not the person who is going to involve in getting data, but is going to do some process. It is a secondary. Very good. Then, whenever we are talking about any data, the data is named as or the data is categorized into 3 modes. What are the 3 modes? What are the 3 modes? Yeah, there are 3 modes are there. Anybody?
Time sensitive data.
Pardon? Time sensitive data. STTP on AI and IoT takes place in KCG College of Technology from 3011 to 412. It is a data. AICTE sponsored STTP on AI and IoT taking place in KCG College of Technology from 3011 to 412. It is a data. In this data, we can able to find these 3 modes. What it is? Tsunami attack which took place in Chennai in the year 2004. It is a data. It is also 3 modes are there. Somebody can somebody can split this sentence into 3 modes. What it is?
So is it like published data, unpublished data?
Published data?
Unpublished data.
No. No. For example, what I mentioned, AICTE sponsored STTP on IoT taking place in KCG College of Technology from 3011 to 412. It is a data. Am I correct or not? Is it a data or not?
Yes, sir.
In this data, these 3 modes are there. What are these 3 modes? Anybody? Sorry. Anybody?
So there is a response in the chat box.
But I'm having the full screen mode concept.
Okay, Vikram, he has answered spatial temporal.
Very good. One more. One more.
And
There are
some
3
answer
modes.
has. Oh, okay.
There are 3 modes.
Context. Someone has messaged context.
Okay, let it be. So exactly correct. So temporal, spatial, and thematic theme. So from 3011 to 412 is a temporal. 3011 to the 26 December 2004 tsunami attacks is a temporal. In Chennai is a spatial. In KCG College is a spatial. And the theme is nothing but there it is a tsunami attack. Here it is a AICTE sponsored STTP. Okay. Any data we go for, we used to split in general in computer science. If you are going to use C equal to A plus B, it's a statement, computation statement. When you are typing C equal to A plus B in the computation statement, the given statement is splitted into tokens. During the compilation phases, the given statement is splitted into tokens. What's the meaning of tokens? The lexeme or tokens like that. C equal to A plus B, they are all individual identifiers or tokens. So like that, a given statement is splitted into tokens. Similarly, the given data is going to be splitted into modes. This is one of the modes. That is a temporal mode, spatial mode, and thematic mode. So these are all the 3 modes of the 2 sources, the primary source. So 4, what it is? Don't type in the chat box because I'm showing the full screen mode. Whether the screen is showing in the full screen mode or not. The entire screen mode.
So it is showing the full screen mode, sir. Full screen mode is only being shown. We can see the full entire slide.
Okay, okay. Full screen mode only.
Yeah.
Okay. Entire slide. Right. Anyone answer what is 4?
It's an information.
4 is not at all an information. How it become an information, gentlemen? Hello, sir. How it become an information? Is it convey any meaning? Is it convey any meaning? Just you can throw answer. I'm not going to pinpoint. I'm not going to discourage. We are all faculty because we are going to learn something new. That's all. Don't mistake me. What is meant by 4? Anybody? There is a concept of, these are all the concepts we people are going to recollect what you have studied in the earlier cases. When we are in the 8th or 9th standard, there is a concept of ERC. Do you know what's meant by ERC? What's meant by ERC? Getting 2 lines of poem, then we need to elaborate and we need to give something related to. What is the heading of that question? What is the name of that question? If you are choosing any answer from the given 4, then it is named as MCQs, multiple choice question. Similarly, if you are given a 2 line of poem, then you are asked to give some information related to the 2 line of poem. Then what is the name of that question or the heading of the question? We need to explain. We need to explain. We need to explain the 2 lines. It is said to be. It's said to be. Anyone?
Descriptive question.
But I need to repeat the question.
Yes, sir.
The poem of 2 lines. You are asked to explain when you are in the 9th standard. You are asked to explain the 2 line of poem. Then this is a question framed under the heading of. For example, we are writing the question short answer, or big questions, or MCQ, or fill in the blanks, or match the following. Like that, there are so many headings. Like that. If you are given a 2 line of poem, then you are asked to explain something. Then what is the name of that question? I will give you the short form. Then you are supposed to expand. Or you are supposed to give the acronym. ERC. What is ERC? What is ERC? Now the time is at 10:40. I'm having 99 slide. Now we are in the 3rd slide. Will it be possible to finish? Will it be possible to finish? Another 1 hour, 95 slides. Anyhow, I will give the answer. ERC means explain with the reference to context. ERC, explain with the reference to context. In such a scenario, give me the answer for 4. What is meant by 4? With the reference to context. Anybody? Or if you feel like that, don't want to ask any questions, straight away I will finish all these concepts just monotonously. Okay? If you feel that is a wasting of time. Okay. 4. Today date is 4. Is it correct or not? Today's date is 4 means it is an information. 4 is a raw fact. Today's date is information. Okay. So now coming to the what is date? What is data? Data is a stream of raw fact representing things or events that have happened. Why it is named as a stream of raw fact means nowadays most of the industries they're having a CCTV camera. The data generated by CCTV camera is a stream of data or raw fact. We don't know what they are doing, but even then we can get that there is a raw stream, there is a raw fact. So this is data. Then in our information communication technology, any data can be grouped or can be classified into the 4 types. One is the numbers, another one is text, third one is images, and fourth one is the sound. Okay. Now, how to store the data in this computer environment? Numbers as it is in the number format, text is in the format of ASCII format, images in the format of RGB. There is a red, green, blue concept having the combination of 0 to 255 value, and the sounds in form of. This is we used to go for this type of hierarchy. Actually, for each and every the previous slides, I used to spend 5 to 10 minutes by asking questions. Anyhow, since we are running short of the time, I will just go through, just to give information related all about this. This hierarchy. Hierarchy in the sense that topmost will have the highest information. Database will have the volume of information. Whereas you take the characters, there is a roll number. It is having only the roll number information. It don't show other than roll number because it's the least significant in the hierarchy. Whereas you go to the top database where you can able to get all the information. For example, if you are in the college database, you can able to get a student information, faculty information, stores information, sports information, anything can be possible. So it will give a volume of data. So at the same time, when you are coming to the bottom line, there is a characters or a byte. We're talking about only a single character or attribute. That attribute will have only the single information. This is a hierarchy of data. Then the terminology. The database is a collection of integrated and related files. File is a collection of records. Records is a collection of field. Field is a group of characters, or character is a basic building block. Even generally speaking, database is a collection of files. Record aggregates. Data aggregates is a collection of an item which is not further subdividable, then the item is said to be an elementary item. Okay, right. Then examples of data. Is it convey any meaning? 150170 English 231066. Do you have any meaning in this? The above data doesn't have any meaning. Just any data is said to be a raw fact. It doesn't convey any meaning. Then what is information? Information is data that has been processed to make it meaningful and useful. I posed the question, what is 4? You people have mentioned somebody they will give an answer like it's a number, it's a whole number, it's a distance between KCG college to Sodinallur 4 kilometers or something related to 444. So it means you are going to do some process, and moreover it should be meaningful and useful, right? Any information is nothing but data plus meaning, right? So another way to add meaning is to process the data is, for example, you take data. For example, individual exam marks are raw data. For what it means, 70, 48, 25, 19, 98, they are all raw data. But if you process those to say that boys did better than girls, or that 70% of students in your school got a grade A or B, then that is an information. Instead of giving just like the number figure, if you're going to give some this type of processed value, then it become an information. This is what an information. Then come to the example of information. In the previous slides, we have seen 150117, but it is not the, it doesn't convey any meaning. Now you see, Raja's date of birth is 15170. The exam is through the medium of The exam is through the medium of English. Only 23 days until payment is required. Then the computer cost is 38,990. So this is what an information, because it's a processed one. Okay, so information is equal to data plus context plus meaning. The context in the sense the way in which where you are going to give a context. So this context and meaning has to be processed. So it is a processing. So data is nothing but a raw fact and figures. Information is nothing but data that has been processed in a context. Its meaning. Context. For example, why I mentioned today's date is 4 because it is a context. The number 4 is, it can be integer number or whole number, it can be anything, but the way in which how we are going to process in related to context, because today's date is a 4, it is related to context. Okay. Coming to the knowledge, how it become knowledge. Data and information deal with fact and figures. Knowing what to do with them is required knowledge. For example, I am a person is capable enough to pay 6,000 rupees to get an X-ray from Aarti scan or Bharat scan. I am a person is capable enough to pay 6,000 rupees to get an X-ray from Aarti scan or Bharat scan. They used to give a color X-ray with the multiple images, but I don't know what is available. Like I can able to see the images, but I don't know what is available. Then who is going to do the analysis? Only the knowledge worker. What is my knowledge worker? Knowing what to do with them. So, for example, I'm having problem in my brain. So an MRI scan is taking place in this scan center, and they will be giving a color X-ray report, but I don't know what it is available. So for that, we need a knowledge worker. The knowledge worker is nothing but the doctorate. The doctor is to give all this information. Okay, right. So knowledge is nothing but information plus rules. When an image is like this, there is a disease inducing like this. So this is a rule. The rule is known by a concerned doctor. Okay. If you are more likely to pass your A level, if you do your coursework and revise for your exam. Until otherwise, if you are not studied, you can't able to. This is knowledge. So we have different kinds of data. What are the different kinds of data? Data matrix, document data, transaction data, graph data, ordered data. In this ordered, there is a temporal, sequence, spatio-temporal. And what is my record data? It's look like our normal table of information. What's my document data? It is nothing but, for example, you take the word team. The team is occurred in document 1 or 3 times. It doesn't occur in these 2 documents like that. For example, timeout. It is occurred 3 times in document 3, but it's not occurred in document 1 and 2. So having the transaction data, it is nothing but a customer buying data. A graph data is nothing but generic web data or citation data analysis. It look like even routers and your network concept. Time series data starting from the lowest time to the end time, how best the data can be plotted. Then sequence data is nothing but genome data, the genes occurrence or the pattern. And this is what spatio-temporal data. Spatio-temporal data is nothing but what is the average monthly temperature and of land and ocean collected for a variety of geographical location. In the each and every places and different month. Since it's giving a place and a month, it is said to be a spatio-temporal data. So we have lots of data. What's maybe lots of data? Customer transaction data, bioinformatics data, banking data, internet web data, biomedical imaging data, all about this. So what? So what? How can I analyze this data? Since I'm having volume of data, how can analysis? So analysis is play a vital role because the reason we go for big data analytics or analysis. So this is a slogan. We are drowning in data but starving for knowledge. We are drowning in data but starving for knowledge. Because of the reason we go for mining. Then how the knowledge concept. So this is a concept of knowledge. There is data. There are individual data. There is 22, sorry, TN, 22, KS, 14, sorry, 45, 17. It's look like your number plate. So TN means you're talking about Tamil Nadu. 22 means maybe Kanchipuram registration. KS means maybe the serial number. 4517 maybe the individual vehicle number. Okay. So from this how the knowledge is going to be. So it is an information. This is a number for a particular car. This is an information, a number for a particular car. So like this, you can have different upper knowledge. So we are in Tamil Nadu, no doubt about this, but the 22 talks about the Kanchipuram registration and the KS serial number and the 45 starting number. Okay. Then how this can be incorporated in data mining concept? There are so many numbers are there. Here you can do some grouping. They are all what you call as TN. So TN can be classified and 22 can be identified and 14 can also be identified. To do this, we go for. So this is a given concept related to a data mining. Now, there is one more concept. How a knowledge can be arrived from the given concept. Data, information, and knowledge. Assume that my name is X. Patient name is a data X. X buys a kerosene. It's an information. 50% of patient how buys a kerosene also buys cough syrup. If I buy a bread, then I will buy a jam. Buy a milk, then I will buy. If I buy a bread, then I will buy a butter. So it's a combination. Definitely, if a person is buying kerosene, you will buy a cough syrup. Okay. So this is what the knowledge, data, information, and knowledge. Now this pyramid will show the concept data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. Anyone can give answer. What is the combination of information? Anyone? So far I'm talking, so far I haven't passed any question. Until there is no interaction between both them, it is a boring. Day for yesterday also I delivered a guest lecture to Salem Engineering College. I prepared the same 90 slides, but I can able to deliver only 40 slides because that type of more interaction, people are from different states and different places. So like that, if I am getting information from your side, then only the session become interactive. Otherwise, it is a monotonous teaching means no one will have an interest in this lecture. Anyhow, what is a combination of information? Information is nothing but anyone?
Conceptual information.
Information is nothing but a dash plus a dash. Tell me, sir, one more. Information is nothing but data plus context. At what context? Today's date is 4. We are given data plus context. Then what is a combination of knowledge? Anyone? Even Mr. Magesh? Mr. Magesh or Dr. Magesh?
Mr. Magesh,
Very good.
it may be processed data.
Processed data, there is from data to information, it's a processed data. So knowledge is nothing but dash plus dash. Definitely it won't become data plus. If you're going to form a, how a pyramid like?
So context plus situation.
Pardon?
Context plus situation.
Information plus rules.
Okay.
Okay. We are keep on using data plus information plus then what it become? Wisdom. Wisdom is become the combination of when you are talking about information is nothing but data plus. When you're talking about knowledge, knowledge is nothing but information plus. Similarly, when you're talking about wisdom, which one is plus? Which plus which one? The sequence, you can say at least the first part. If not the second part, you can say the first part.
Knowledge plus.
Good. Knowledge plus, good. Knowledge plus experience. So this is what the knowledge pyramid or any data pyramid we used to say. Initially, we'll be getting the data. Then you are going to do some process related to context. Then we are going to frame a rule. Then after acquiring experience, then we'll be having the wisdom. Okay. Now the value is going to be processed. I am a customer data. It's a customer data, store data, demographical data, geographical data. All are what you call as data. Okay. Customer data, talking about a customer data, it is a data. X lives in Z. I am Krishnamurthy living in Medavakkam. X is a Krishnamurthy, Z is a Medavakkam. Okay. X lives in Medavakkam. It is an information. Then what is a knowledge? A quantity Y of product A is used in region Z. Assume that I am a sugar patient. I used to buy the Horlicks Light frequently. Assume that I'm a diabetics. I used to purchase Horlicks Light frequently. What it means? A quantity Y of product A. Y means maybe number per month. I used to buy 4. There is a quantity 4 of product Horlicks Light is used in the region Medavakkam. Because I'm here, because I'm staying in Medavakkam, I used to buy Horlicks Light frequently. So it is a knowledge to whom? To the business person. Then what decision they can make? They can promote a product A. Product A is nothing but Horlicks Light. In which place? In region Z. Because most of the hi-fi or well-off people living area, definitely there may be a chances of diabetics. But at the same time, if you go for any slum area where we can't able to see any diabetics because their work style is like that, whereas those who are well-off, definitely they don't have any much physical work, they may be enter into the diabetics in such a place. For example, you take Besant Nagar and Ayodhya Kuppam. Besant Nagar and Ayodhya Kuppam. Besant Nagar is a well parched area, definitely people may have diabetes. And then you take Ayodhya Kuppam because they are all fisheries, they will be physically they are doing on their work, they won't be getting any diabetes. So they won't buy more number of Horlicks Light, whereas Besant Nagar people, they will promote their promotion that they can procure more number of what you call as Horlicks Light in this. This is what the value chain, starting from data, ending to a decision. Starting from data, ending to decision or a wisdom or whatever the case. So I am a customer living in, I assume that I am a customer data. I'm living in Medavakkam. I used to buy a more number of Horlicks Light. Then the person will be taking a decision to promote. Okay, so this is what the value chain. Then why do we now we are slowly entering to the data analytics part. First we have seen what is data, then what is information, then what is knowledge. Now we are coming to the data analysis. With the development of technology, the difficulty to obtain the data is increasing. Assume that I am doing PhD in the year 1965 or 70. That time we are not having that much of facility to get the data through internet. In such a case, I need to go in get the data. It's a difficult for me to get the data. It is a difficult for me to get the data. The rest with the development of technology, the difficulty to obtain data is decreasing because now we are in the internet era. And the difficulty to analyze the huge volume of data is increasing. If I am a normal person having this, having a manageable amount of money, I can run my family. But if I'm a person is a landlord or multi-business person, I'm floating like money, like anything. In such a case, I may be may not be in a position to analyze how to invest money, how to rotate. In such a case, I'm going to put an auditor. An auditor will take care of all about this. So similarly, in the earlier case, we don't have any much data. Now we'll be having volume of data. To handle the volume of data, we need to go for some analysis. So this is what we go for mining. What's meant by mining? So data mining is nothing but it's a non-trivial extraction of implicit, previously unknown and potentially useful information. I used to quote the example related to Naval Lignite Corporations. What is the Naval Lignite Corporation? What is their primary work? Anybody? What is NLC? The Naval Lignite Corporation, what they are doing? Anybody? Anybody can give the answer. What is the primary work of NLC? Anyone? Anybody? What is NLC? Anybody? What is the primary focus in Navy? Mining and thermal power station. Am I correct or not? So mining means they used to get some interesting pattern. They'll be doing the drill down operations. The drilling down operation means they used to get initially a clay product that may not be useful for them. Again, they are drilling down. They used to get some limestone for them. Now, again, they will be drilling down. They will be getting enormous water. Again, that is not useful for them. Again, they will be getting rocks, a rock set of pattern. Again, it is not useful for them. And finally, they will be getting lignite. That lignite is going to be processed. Finally, they'll be getting coal. That coal is used for generating power. There is a thermal power station. So the non-trivial extraction of implicit. If I'm getting a lignite, then I'll be getting a power. Previously unknown, where it is available, I need to do some drilling down operations. And it is a potentially useful information. Why it is a potentially useful information? Because when I'm getting lignite, it will generate a power. This is what the mining concept. The knowledge computational, there is a computational knowledge discovery. It involves the three different information. Simple SQL query or data cube creation or knowledge discovery. Anything can be possible in this computational knowledge discovery. Now, this go for a earlier case form of tables, a two-dimensional data. Now here it is a three-dimensional data. What is the sales related to country? What is the sales related to date? What is the sales related to product? Three-dimensional data, how we can able to get to know how the data is going to be, how we are going to process, how we are going to do analysis, right? The operation, what you are going to perform, there are different operations. The first one is, so the first layer is related to ESA, the second layer related to Canada, the third layer related to Mexico. Here this is the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter of sales information. This is what is a TV sales, the personal computer sales and the video recording VCR sales. So when we are talking about the three-dimensional data, how this can be shown. So the top layer is nothing but a single dimension sales in USA. Now this is sales of PC. Now this is sales of third quarter. All single dimension. USA sales, personal computer sales, third quarter sales. Okay. Now this is sales of third quarter in USA. Third quarter and USA, it is a two-dimensional. Now see, third quarter and USA. There is the third quarter and the top layer is a USA. Third quarter and the USA. And this is what we call as the third dimension. Sales of PC, third quarter and USA. So this portion which indicates the third quarter on the top line USA and the PC. So this is what sales of PEC of third quarter in USA. So this is how we are going to process in a three-dimensional data when you're talking about mining. Generally speaking, in any database or a DBMS concept, we used to specify only a table of information. Now it is nothing but a data cube, a cube of information, otherwise a multi-dimensional, three-dimensional data. Okay. So in data analysis, there is a concept of DIC. Define data, identify tasks, get results. So we have oceans of data, rivers of information, streams of knowledge, and drops of understanding. Okay. Now, so far you have seen data and data mining. Then coming to the big data. At least here I will pose questions. Somebody will give the answer. What's the mean by big data? Anybody? What's the mean by big data? Anybody? What is the mean by big data? Mr. Venkatesh. Or who is giving answer? Mr. Venkatesh. What's the mean by big data? Anybody?
It's a large volume of data.
Very good. Large volume of data. Mr. Venkatesh. Okay, right?
No, myself, Bob.
You are?
I'm Bob.
Who is giving answer?
Babu. Myself.
Babu. Babu. From which college?
I'm Deepamam student. This is called.
Research scholar, Deepamam student. So,
Yes.
since you are a KCG, you are trying to give answer. Very good. I will give you a scenario. Now you tell me whether it is a big data or not. Okay? I'm having 2 GB pen drive. Mr. Babu?
Yes, sir.
I'm having 2 GB pen drive. I'm in a position to 9. There is a request from one participant. Kindly post attendance link again. I have tower issue. So now we'll come into the Ramya ma'am. Now we'll come into the concept of now Ramya ma'am. Are you in the line? Ramya ma'am. Okay, coming to Babu. I'm having 2 GB pen drive. Okay. I'm in a position to store 1.99 GB of information. In such a case, that 1.99 GB of information is a small data or big data?
For the device is a big data, sir.
Pardon?
For the particular USB device, the big data.
Very good, absolutely good. If I'm having a 8 GB pen drive, I'm going to store the same 1.99 GB of data. Now, whether the data is big data or small data or ordinary data. I'm having the same data 1.99 GB, but I'm having 10 GB pen drive.
It's a small data only, sir, compared to the previous one.
How it become a small data? Because we have used the same 1.99 GB. Earlier you have mentioned
but
it's
it is an 8 GB space was used, no, sir. It's a 8 GB data. 8 GB is required. You can keep 8 GB up to 8 GB also.
Okay, very good, good. I'm having a capacity of 1,000. I'm having an auditorium having the capacity of 1,000 can accommodate. So 950 or 900 students are there in this auditorium. Now we used to say it's a big crowd. Am I correct or not? Babu?
Sir. Yes,
Am I
sir.
correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Suppose we are taking the same 950 students in the OAT. What is OAT? What is OAT? Babu?
I don't know, sir. OIT, like theater, cinema theater.
Yes, theater. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, what is O?
I think it's a digital kind of thing, sir.
Pardon?
A digital oriented kind of thing.
No. So simply. O. That is open air theater. OAT. Okay.
Okay.
In the open air theater, do you have any restriction to accommodate?
No, sir.
Any number of students accommodated. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the same 950 students are not treated as a big data in when you are coming to the OAT. Okay. Right. So this is what a big data. So data, it is nothing but based on the volume or based on the space, based on the place where you are going to store. Now we'll see. These are the three basic information related to a big data. That is volume, variety, velocity. What's the volume? It talks about what is the basic elements when you are data.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Don't mistake me because you are the person who is live in my teaching in my class. So I'm keep on posting because others maybe. My guest also initially is interacted. Anyway, since you are interacting, I'm posting question. Don't mistake me. Okay.
Sure,
Somebody
sure.
has to give a response. Generally, the class become interesting. Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Right. What is a basic units? What is a basic units? We started from in our computer full to measure the data.
Bits, sir.
Very good.
Bits.
Very good. Excellent. Bits, then
Bytes.
very good.
Then
Bytes, then
kilobytes, megabytes, like that.
yeah, like that. Good. Bit, byte, kilobytes, MB, GB,
Yeah.
TB, ZB, like that. We tetra, so like zettabytes, like that. We are going starting from. So as a big data, we are not talking about KBs or MBs or GBs. We are talking about set of bytes. So then only it became big data. So it talks about volume. Then the variety. The variety in the sense we have a different variety of data: structured data, unstructured data, then semi-structured data. That are going to see in detail. Then velocity. Are we working in the data? So this and all will play vital. These are the three V's initially. Any big data we take for, these are the three V's. Started with the volume, variety, and velocity. These are the three V's. Then what is big data? Data is new, maybe big data. There is a massive data volume is a big data. The Hadoop technology also may be a big data. Virus is a big data. Unstructured data is also a big data. Social media and sentiment analysis also a big data, right? Then we are talking all about this means a new data. For example, in my pen drive, when I purchased my pen drive, that time I stored only 1 GB of data. If I'm having 1 GB of data throughout my career, it is not at all a big data. As and when there is a new data is coming, I'm keep on storing on top of. So it become new data. So new data will form a big data, right? The massive data volume. So the volume of data is also going to be the Hadoop. That is the way in which how we are going to do some map reducing that we are going to see in the forthcoming slides. Data warehouse is nothing but a warehouse, or otherwise is a repository. Then what is the difference between storage and repository? Anybody? What's the by storage? What's the by repository? Anybody? Anyone can give?
Repository in terms of metadata.
Very good. Repository in terms of metadata as well as
It's having a data. It's stored like an index.
Metadata is look like an index. There is a metadata is nothing but data about the data, right? It is a dictionary. Yeah. It is a dictionary, right? When we are talking about that is a repository, here I am talking about data warehouse. At the same time, I am correlating with the repository. Data warehouse look like a database, or it's somewhat different? Who is giving answer, Mr. Magesh or Babu? What's your name?
So metadata is an provide information about other data, sir.
Other data about the data. So for
Yes.
example, if you're talking about just like that, in a table, normally we used to give INT underscore RAT. We have mentioned like this. Somebody they doesn't know what is INT underscore RAT. So we need to give a description about the data. So interest rate. So this is data about the data. It's metadata. When you're talking about the repository and storage, storage means it talks about the minimum amount of storage information. It is nothing but a volume of data. The way in which how you are going to store volume of data is said to be a repository. So warehouse is said to be a repository because it is going to have volume of data. Okay, these are all the big data. How it is possible now? The traditional approach, how it's a traditional, what is meant by traditional approach means data to a function. What's meant by data to a function? User request. Okay, maybe the request is sent to the application server. Then he is sending a query data in the database server. So it is taking data from the database server. Then it will return the data to the application server. Before a return, it will do some process and finally it will send the result. So this is what your data to a function, traditional approach. Coming to the big data approach, function to data. The earlier case, a data to a function. Now the second case is a function to data because we have volume of data. We can apply any function to the data. That is user request. It's a master node and a slave node, so master slave concept. Send a function to process some data. So we are sending a function to process some data. From this, it will use any query data. Finally, it will send the consolidated result. This is what the latest concept of big data. The earlier traditional approach is data to a function. Now it is a function to data. Then coming to big data, it may be a size. It may be earlier case 640 KB, 640 KB ought to enough for anybody, as a statement given by Bill Gates in the year 1981. Now it is not the case. It is play volume, then velocity, then variety, then veracity. And like this, it will go speed, detective data, and such a different format to Google, Zetabytes, Amazon, data generation. Like that, it will keep on giving different jargons related to big data. So anything can be which is related to a lot of information, log files or cyber physical steam or NSA data, online data, Hadoop data, machine learning, everything, cloud, everything will comes under the big data concept. Okay, now. Once again, different definition. What is big data? The data generation. Where comes the data from? It may be from Google, or it may be from Facebook. It may be from CCTV camera, or even it can be from your generator system. So all about this, it will store in a data storage. The storage, it may be a RAID, redundant access, inexpensive access array of disk, data storage. Then data analysis, how to analyze the big data. We are going to do some analysis. The analysis is nothing but the way in which how we are going to split the data. Then how differs smart data? As usual, data generation, data storage, data analysis. Then how it is going to be differ means you will be categorizing the way in which how you are going to categorize. Accordingly, the smart data can play a vital role. Okay. So earlier, what you have seen, what is big data? As rightly mentioned, Mr. Babu, since any big data, it is purely based on the capacity. It goes beyond the capacity. Here you see the word beyond. Big data refers to a data set whose size is beyond the ability of a typical database software tool to capture, store, manage, and analyze. I'm capturing the data, I'm storing the data, I'm managing the data, I'm analyzing the data. This and all comes within our purview. We can do all about this. If it goes beyond the limit, then it has become a big data. Big data is a data that goes beyond the traditional along the 3 dimensions talks about years and years of customer records and transactions. Velocity, dynamic transaction social media information, the way in which how fast you will be getting the data. Variety, different variety of data also you can able to get. So this is what the concept of big data. The 3 V's, volume, terabytes, records, transaction. Coming to the structured, unstructured and semi-structured, this is a variety. Now I am going to pose a question. Kindly give me the example for structured data, unstructured data and semi-structured data. Anyone? Which one is a structured data? Which one is unstructured data? Which one is a semi-structured data? Anyone can give the answer? Anyone? 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 Again, Mr. Babu.
Excel sheet data, sir.
Pardon?
Structured data or Excel sheet data, SQL database.
Structure. Okay. What did we have? What about unstructured and semi-structured? What?
Email messages.
Email messages of what type?
Like text file, in images,
Okay.
presentations,
It comes to
documents.
which category? It's a structure or semi-structure?
Unstructured, sir. It's unstructured. Unstructured.
Okay, then any other interpretation for other data type?
I know only few things, sir.
Okay, I'll tell you. The data which is available,
All the
right?
details available, it's called structured data, sir.
Thomas sir, tell me sir, again say once again.
Sir, all the details available is structured data.
Exactly, excellent. Can you give an example where it is available like this? Right from
students' database.
Right from remote village, remote village to metropolitan city, there is a place where you can able to see this type of data. Which place? Even in our education institution also it is available in that place. If you go into that place, you can able to see the structured data. Even there are so many kukramam, there are so many remote villages, they'll be having a place like that. Even if you go to the metropolitan city, there you can able to see a place like that. Even if you go to our college, there the college also you can able to see a place like that. In this place, you can able to see the structured data. This structured data can be available, can be specified throughout all this place in a unique manner. Which place it is? What Thomas are given, the answer is exactly correct, but I need the place where you can able to see the fullest information. In which place?
A school database.
School database. Not necessarily that. For example, if the school doesn't have that much of net facility or internet or system facility, they may not be having a full database. Just like they will be having
like Aadhaar card.
Okay, apart from this,
citizenship.
Pardon?
Like citizenship data.
It is available even in our college. It is available even in our college. What it is? Even it is available in our college. Anybody? You take a library.
Like
library. Is it correct or not for structured data?
Yes, sir.
Right from remote village to metropolitan city, you can able to see Noolagam. There is a library wherein you can able to see a structured data. There is access number, column number, or author wise or title wise. This can be possible throughout the universe. So it is a structured data. An example for unstructured data?
Email, sir.
email comes under the third one. First, we'll finish unstructured data. Unstructured data is any data which you have received from the internet, from the Google, from the web. Because, for example, you take our college website. The first page itself will be giving some different information. If you go to the other college website, they will be giving their own information. Somebody they will put their God information. Somebody they will put their later founder information. Somebody they will put some what you call as if it is admission season, they will be giving some admission related information. So the pages are keep on varying from college to college. There we can't able to restrict. You are supposed to prepare a web page like this. It is not a written rule. So people can have their own data based on their recommendation. Maybe a table of information or animated information or GIF information or just a static information or dynamic information. Anything can be possible. So unstructured data example, web data. Okay. Then as Thomas sir mentioned, email is a semi-structured. Became a semi-structured. How it became a semi-structured? When people are sending an email, definitely one field is required. Which field is required?
Sender field, sir.
Very good. The sender field definitely required. And the remaining part and all is an optional. Subject column, no subject. CC, BCC, everything can be optional. Even you can attach or there is no attachment. Even if you're attaching, can be a Word file or text file or image file or video file or audio file. It can be anything. So not necessarily that except sender name, all other information are all optional. Somebody they may include, somebody they may not include. In such a case, it's said to be a semi-structured data. So we need to do some process. Since we need to do processes, since we are in the internet era, data are become volume on volume. We will be getting structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. This data has to be processed. This is a second V. Third is velocity, the way in which whether you are going to do a batch wise or near time or real time, a stream of data. What's meant by stream of data? Give an example for stream of data. Which data is identified as a stream of data? First, what is meant by a stream? A stream is nothing but
video.
Very good, video. But this is a video.
Image.
Image, good. This is a video or image which is produced by which equipment? Nowadays, when you are entering to the mall, when you are entering to the bank, when you are entering to any office, you can able to see a board in front of the gate or in front of the main door. What is the name board you can able to see? What's the name board you can able to see?
Camera, sir.
What information they'll be you can able to see? You are dash and dash.
QR code.
You you are.
You are under privilege.
Good. You are under
Surveillance.
Surveillance.
CCTV. Good. Excellent. You are comes under surveillance. It is assumed that we should know there is a CCTV camera. The data which is generated by CCTV camera is a stream of data. Why? Because each and every movements of the individual can be captured. A stream is nothing but bits of flow of information from one point to another point. This is a stream, a flow of information about what are the information, what are the activities, what are the movements which is done by the individual. This is captured by the CCTV camera. So it is said to be a stream of data. And the other informations are batch and near time and real times are old technology concept. Now, we have seen the three V's, volume, variety, velocity. Now, we're coming to the fourth V's. That is volume, velocity, variety, and veracity. What's meant by veracity? Data in doubt. Volume means data at rest because the volume of data. Velocity means data in motion, the way in which how fast is moving. Steaming data, milliseconds to seconds to respond. Then variety, data in many forms, that what you have seen, structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Then data in doubt. There is uncertainty due to data inconsistency and incompleteness, ambiguity. latency, there is a deception, model approximation, they all comes under the data in doubt. In general, in data mining, normally we used to say data in the real world is dirty. Data in the real world is dirty. Why data in the real world is dirty? Why? Because the following three reasons: incomplete, inconsistent, and noisy. What's meant by incomplete? For example, when I'm going to derive a date of birth, when I'm going to derive an age, I need to have a field of DOB. Until otherwise, if there is no date of birth in my record, I can't able to derive an age. It's an incomplete data. It is an incomplete data without having the value. It is an incomplete data. Since it is an incomplete data, it is a dirty data. Then inconsistent data. Today I am Krishnamurthy. Day after tomorrow I am going to take a guest lecture in some other college. In such a case, I can't be Ramamurthy. Similarly, the first semester you people are getting the grade like A grade, B, S, A, B like this. Second semester, if you are going to get the grade 1, 2, 3 means it is not. So this is not a consistency. It's a consistency. Normally, we used to say Rahul Dravid is a consistent batsman. Why Rahul Dravid is a consistent batsman? Then Sehwag. Anybody? Why Rahul Dravid is a consistent batsman? Then Sehwag. Virendra Sehwag. Or even nowadays. Pardon?
The average runs scored, sir.
Average runs scored in
Test matches.
In any form, even not necessarily you refer Rahul Dravid. Nobody you can refer Virat. There is a Virat Kohli. So Kohli is a consistent batsman, irrespective of the any form of cricket. He can able to score at least. So this is what consistency. But at the same time, you take either Dhawan or even Virendra Sehwag, maybe 100, double 100, 0, 10. So it's inconsistent. So consistent means you maintain the same status. If you are talking about the grade S, A, B, C, then you are going to follow the throughout your career. It's a consistent. So inconsistency. Salary of a child. If you are asking salary of a child, is inconsistency, right? Okay. Sorry, it is not an inconsistent. It's a noisy data. Coming to the noisy data. For example, if you are taking a shooting in outdoor, we are recording the dialogue between the hero and heroine. Besides, crow is also crowing. There is a generated sound is not that much of needed for our film industry. So people has to do some. If it is noisy data, the noisy data has to be dash out. It has to be any noisy data, it has to be related to ECE terminology. It has to be dash out. Noisy data has to be dash out. What it is? You will be using one component starting with the letter F. Noisy information has to be dash out starting with the letter F. What is F? Babu? Noisy data has to be
Filter out.
Yes, exactly. It is a filter out. Yeah, right. So this is about veracity. This is the fourth V. Coming to the fifth V. What is the fifth one here? Which one is a new one here than the previous V's? Anyone can say which one is the fifth V here?
Value, sir.
Very good. Excellent. How you can represent the value here? Because I'm having a raw rice. I'm having raw rice. Using this rice, I can transform into idli. I can transform into biryani. even I can transform into kanji. Assume that if I'm there is a flu fever or a corona affected person or any disease related person, in such a case we need to prepare a kanji, right? So the value, anyhow, I'm having the data, rice I'm having in my hand. For example, Thomas always liking biryani means I need to convert the rice into biryani. Babu, he wants idli means I need to convert the rice into idli. Since I am a patient, I need to have a kanji. So what is the concept here, Babu or Thomas sir? The value. What's the value play over here? I'm having the data as a raw rice, uncooked rice. Then what is the role of value here? It has to be, assume that it is a structured data, assume that it is a cleaned data, assume that it is not a dirty data, assume that it is a consistent data, complete data, error-free data. So what is the role played by the value here? It has to be, anyone? The raw rice has to be dashed into idli or biryani or kanji. It has to be
Converted.
or it has to be
Transformed.
very good, excellent. It has to be transformed. So the way in which what I'm having the value, it is, I assume that it is absolutely correct data, then it has to be transformed. For example, I'm having the data 100, but it has to be explained in the form of x.xx. It is the rupees and paisa column. If we want to convert means the given data has to be convert 1.00. Minus 2 means minus 0.02 or the way in which minus 0.20. So the way in which how we are going to transform it, play the concept of the fifth V, that is what you call as value. So in general, big data will comes under the 5 V's, that is volume, value, veracity, velocity and variety. So value means the first volume means the number, the quantity. Value means then there is the quality. Now volume means the quantity. Value means the quality, the way in which how we are going to, because I am need of a biryani, it is a quality of food. I am need of idli, it is a quality of food. Since I am a patient nowadays, I am need of a kanji, it is a quality of food as far as my status is concerned. So that value. Then the veracity. Veracity means the what you call as the doubt, whether it is a consistent or inconsistent like that. Then the velocity, are you taking the static data, or dynamic data, the stream of data, batch process data, real time data, they will means. So the variety means whether it is a structured or unstructured or semi-structured. These are all the 5 V's of big data. We moved into new era into analytics. There is where at all, from where you will be getting, there is first terabytes or tweets of creates daily is volume, where it means hundreds of different types of data. Then only one, there is 1 in 3, there is a veracity. Decision makers true, there's a trust their information, and 5 million trade events per second is a velocity. So this is about the 4 there is a V's, how it is generated. Then so who are all generating what type of data, what amount of data per day. So what are the places, what about the size of data, how they will be generating, the quantity and quality, all about this. Who's generating a big data? That is, these are the, when there is a Facebook, Twitters or YouTube or Flickr or even scientific instruments, they can also able to collect data and store data, and mobile devices also, then sensor technology and networks, they're all generating the data, right? The old model, few companies are generating data, all others are consuming data. Now you tell me the difference between the old model and the new model. What it is? What's the difference between the first image and the second image? The first one is few companies are generating data, all others are consuming data. The second model is, new model is, all of us are generating data and all of us are consuming data. And you see the previous one, few companies are generating data, all others are consuming data. Here, all of us generating, all of us are consuming. What's the difference between these two? Anybody? Now we are in the internet. There is a WhatsApp information. Everybody they are generating data, and everybody they are consuming data. So now it become a more number of data. So the first one is we are rely upon only the newspaper. We rely upon only the TV. So whatever the information relayed on the TV, whatever the information printed on the paper, all others are expected to consume the data. Now it is not the case. Now I can take some photo, some video in front of my house and adjacent to my house, adjacent to incident is happening. I can stream it, I can broadcast it, anybody can see, even I myself also can able to see. So this is a difference between the earlier data, now the latest data. Since everybody are involved, then it's become a big data. A holistic view of big data system, how it become. So there is a concept of ETL. Anyone can give what's meant by ETL? What's meant by ETL? What is the expansion of ETL? Anybody? What is ETL? Thomas sir.
Extract, transform, and load.
Very good, very good. Thomas sir.
Tell me, sir.
At what time we are supposed to finish?
Sir, 12 o'clock, sir.
12. Okay, good. Right. ETL, there is extract, transform, and load. So the way in which where we extract is even there is a concept in C++, CN and Cout. CN means it is extracting data from the keyboard, then it will transfer into the stream, and the stream of information will convert the bits of information and store it into the variable. So it is a one way or other, it is extracting. And transform, what I mentioned, the real-time example, raw rice into idli, biryani and kanji. Then load. What's meant by load? I will give you some example. What's meant by load? C equal to SQRT of A. C equal to SQRT of A. What it mean? Anybody? C equal to SQRT of A. What it mean? C equal to
Square root of A.
Yes, square root of A. Then after performing the square root of A, then the value will be stored in
C.
C. Very good. So before finding the square root, we need to do dash in the name of A. What it is? What it is? We need to
do root now, sir.
we need to L.
Root.
We need to L. What is L? What is L? SQRT of A. If I'm giving SQRT of 25, if I'm going to use SQRT of 25, it doesn't record L. If I'm going to use C equal to SQRT of 25, it doesn't require L. But at the same time, if I'm going to use C equal to SQRT of A, then it required L. What is L? What is L?
Load.
Load. What we are supposed to load in A? What we are supposed to load in A? What we are supposed to load in A? Because A is a variable. A is a variable, it doesn't have any data. So we need to load. We need to load. Until there is, if you are not loading a value for A, it won't calculate the square root of A. Assume that square A is 25, then you are going to load the 25. This is what ETL, extract, transform and load. Similarly, the data can be a real-time stream or real-time value. All of this you are going to extract and transform it, and finally it is entered into the real-time structured database, then real-time processing, then it may be a big SQL or it may be a batch processing, and after performing analytics, then you will be getting a report. This is what a holistic means the full view of a big data system, how it is going to be. So you will be getting data from different sources, then it may be unstructured data, then STFS, that is Hadoop distributed file system, will do the concept. You're going to see what is a distributed system in the later part. Anyhow, then the harnessing of big data is nothing but initially we are in the process of OLTP, there is online transaction processing, and OLAP, there is online analytical processing, and there is real-time analytical processing. So the way in which how the operation OLTP means operational database, OLAP means data warehouse. There is a third one, RTP means stream computing, which is nothing but real-time analytic processing to improve business response. So it is operational data means every day we are doing processing. It is online transaction. ORA means you are allowed to do. There is a concept of ORA. Have you heard about the word ORA? WORA. Anybody? ORA. WORA. ORA.
Write once, run anywhere, sir.
Very good, excellent. Write once, run anywhere. So it is nothing but a plugin concept. It is a plugin concept means you are written your code in your part. This can be run at anywhere. So there is a write once, read, run anywhere. Similarly, a write once, read any number of time. So as far as the data warehouse is concerned, we used to use the word write once, read any number of time. Because you are allowed to read. In such a case, there is no what you call as a disturbance. There is no loss in your data. Whereas when you're talking about OLTP in a database, there is a loss because there is a concurrent processing. When there is a concurrent processing is made it available, then there may be a loss of data. Whereas in data warehouse, there is no loss of data. Similarly, there is a stream computing, real-time analytics. It is motion, the data in motion can be taken apart. Then it is doing. This is what harnessing of big data. Okay. Right. Data in motion, data at rest, how it become. So you'll be getting data from different sources of places. They're all data in motion. Once you have got the data, then you are going to perform a forecasting. The forecasting will give the adaptive analytic model, and the forecasting will give the exact data. Now coming to the new operations, the big data analytics. Big data and technology platform, where and all. There is a transaction application data, machine data, social data, enterprise content. Can anybody give what's my enterprise? What's my enterprise? JTU, normally in Java they used to give JTU. There is a Java Enterprise Edition. What is the meaning of the word enterprise? Information about this. Roles and analytics, data scientist, business analyst, and user can play this role in analytics. And the new outcomes after getting big data, after performing roles analytics, then the new outcomes are enrich information base, improve customer interaction, there is reduce risk, optimize and monetize, and gain efficiency and scale. So to do all about this, we'll be using the big data. Now, the past, now the present. What is the significance of these two images? Anybody? What's the significance of these two images? So this is an image where you can able to see in the which is store. This is an image where you can see in the which is store. Department store, where you can able to move your shopping cart, where you can pick. The present means now you can see in most of the medical shop, it's a boxed tray. So writing from A to Z, they'll be having like this, easy of access. And what could be the future? So it's keep on changing, because when the data become more and more, we need to adopt some new technology, how best we can get the data. Then how the text is going to be analyzed? How the text is going to be analyzed? Now we see this information. Football World Cup 2010, one team distinguished themselves well, losing to the eventual competition 1-0 in the final. Early in the second half, Netherlands striker Arjen Robben had a breakaway, but the keeper for Spain, that is Iker Casillas, made the save. Winger Andres Iniesta scored for Spain for the win. There are so many words are here. There are so many words are here in the World Cup 2020 highlights. How the test is going to be analyzed. Here the name of the persons are all in red color. Then the green color will talks about the position. Then the blue color will talks about the country. So this is how we are going to analyze. When a given data is given like this, then you are going to analyze a word or data information is like this. Okay. Now this is how a text analysis will take. Then coming to the Hadoop. What's by Hadoop? It is nothing but I just to make it fast. It will use the concept of key comma value pair. What is the meaning of key comma value pair? Anybody? It is a what function it is? If I'm giving a key, it will give you a value. It is a key value pair. What is the name of this function? K comma V. It is a function which is specified, a function named. What function it is?
Hash function.
Pardon?
Hash function.
Which function? One second, repeat, sir.
Hash function, sir.
H.
HASH hash function.
Yes, it's a hash function. It is a hashing. Okay. When you give it a key, it will give the value. It is a hash function concept. Then how it is going to be? Just to specify it is a hash function. I have given a picture like this. Straight away will go to the problem. So input blocks on HTFS. There are different colors of blocks are there. Then how we are going to produce a key comma V. There is if I'm giving a blue color, then it will give the value 1. So like that map, and it will going to be map. Then how it is going to be reduced. So pre-hashing function, I'm going to shuffle and sort based on the K, and finally I'm going to use it. So blue and red and green, the way in which it will go like this, and finally it will generate only the blue colors on place. And so now see the count. So green and all will come in place. Blue will go to some place, and the red will come another place. So this is what the concept of map reduce in general. Now coming to our specific example, I'll show the specific example how it looked like. We'll see. Now we'll see the overall map reduce word count process. I'm having deer, beer, river, car, river, deer. So these are the sentence is a given input. So how the map reduce is going to be helpful, going to help us to split the word, or this overall map reducing to the count, the occurrence of the individual words. There are 3 sentences: deer, beer, and river. Car, river. Deer, car, beer. So these are the 3 sentences. In these 3 sentences, I need to count the word. Okay. Now the given sentence is the given 3 sentences split into 3 parts. There is a splitting. First sentence, second sentence, third sentence. Then coming to the concept of mapping, then shuffling, then reducing, then the final result. This is a concept of map reducing. So mapping. What's the mapping means? Deer in Dandal will give. Now it is giving in this place. We will be having deer one time, beer one time, and river one time. Here is a car one. Here is a car one, river one, and deer one, car one. So all this. Now we are going to shuffling. What we are going to shuffle? Beer Allah. There is all the beers are in one place. Car is one place. Deer is another place. River is in one place in alphabetical order. B, C, D, R. Alphabetical order. Then from this you can count. Beer is 111, now become 2. Car 111, now become 3. Deer is 1, 2, now 1, 1, it is 2. River is 1, 1, it's 3. Now it's a 2. So now we can coin the final result. There is 2, car is 3, and there is 2, and the river is 2. So this is what map reducing. Using the given sentence, how the Hadoop, because it is Hadoop, it is nothing but, for example, we are having a bag full of different fruits. There is apple, pomegranate, and koya, then orange, then banana. All are mixed together in a bag. So I need to count. So in such a case, being a single person, I can't able to do. So by giving the concept divide and conquer, we can easily count all about this. This is what MapReduce. One more example. There is apple, orange, mango, orange, grapes, plum. There is apple, plum, mango. So there are so many input files are there. As usual, we are going to split into different splitting. Then there is map key values and the splitting, then shuffling, then produce a key value pair, and finally you are going to give. This is what the map reduce concept taken care of by the big data analytics. That is what it was HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. Now coming to the last part, what is IoT? Because in IoT, without data, nothing is possible in IoT. We have seen data, we have seen data mining, we have seen big data. In all about this, it is related to IoT. So internet connects all people, so it is called Internet of People. For example, I am connecting to Thomas sir, I am connecting to Bob sir, I am connecting to Ramya, I am connecting to Deepama. So like that, in each and every field I am connecting fields. It is because the WhatsApp is connecting people, so it is comes under the Internet of People. Then IoT connects all things, so it is called Internet of Things. Here you see all about all things. All these things are connected with the Internet, so it has become IoT. Then what is IoT? Naming, the name. Sensing, the 5 sense organs. Processing, the brain. Communication, the language. All this comes under the IoT. Right? The way in which how we are going to communicate. So IoT is more like a human society because it's communicating to each another. It's a communication network connecting things which have naming, sensing, and the processing ability. Definitely it is going to name, it will sense, and then it will process. Now the 3 dimensions. Any place, anything. So anytime means on the move. Outdoors or indoors or night or day, anything it can be. Any place on the move, outdoors or indoors or at the PC. There's a connection between PC or human H2H, H2 things or things to things. So the way in which how we are going to connect, it is a new dimension. Then the characteristics of the data in IoT. Large volume of data to read and write, heterogeneous data source and the data type, and complex analogy to extract. Just I'll post a question. File is a homogeneous or heterogeneous? Anybody? File is a homogeneous or heterogeneous? Anybody? File is homogeneous or heterogeneous? Anybody? Babu? Right. Coming to this characteristics of IoT, large volume of data to be read and write. It is a characteristic of IoT because having the IoT, definitely it is a stream of data, volume of data. The amount of data can be TB or even PB and ZB. That is tetrabytes, petabytes, and zettabyte. So we need to explore fast and effective mechanism. It's one of the characteristics. Then heterogeneous in big data era, the data source are there is a drivers. We need to integrate sensor data, camera data, social media data, and so on and so forth. All these data are different in format. Maybe byte or binary or string or number and so forth. We need to communicate with the different types of devices. So if I'm using audio, video, in such a case, we can send the social media data. If I'm using only a clock where I can able to send only number. So the way in which how we are going to use the device according to the characteristics of IoT data will differ. Finally, there is a complex knowledge to extract. The knowledge is deeply hidden in large volume of data, and the knowledge is not straightforward. So we need to analyze the properties of data and find the association of different kind. For example, even morning also maybe I mentioned, if I buy a butter, then I will buy a bread. If I buy a bread, then I will buy a jam. If I buy a milk, then I will buy a sugar. So the way in which you have the composition or the association, if you are talking about association, we need more than one. So this is a characteristics of IoT. Then the challenges. What's the challenges when you are talking about the data and IoT? The quantity of data is big, but the quality is low. Because since we are in the big data era, the quantity of data is big, but the quality is low. So the first challenge is to access, extracting the large scale data from data storage location. We need to deal with the variety, heterogeneous and noisy data. This is what even in the previous slides we talked about. The data can be dirty. Why become dirty? Because incomplete, inconsistent, noisy data. It can be variety, it can be heterogeneous. So this is a challenge to read and access and the first part. The second challenge is how to mine, how to analysis uncertain and incomplete data for big data applications. Since a sensitive information such as banking transaction and medical record should be a matter of concern. So having with the volume of data, how we are going to analyze through the IoT internet era. So this is an architecture of IoT and big data mining system. How an architecture look like? It can be a 2-tier architecture or 3-tier architecture or even a single-tier architecture. So the last question I will post, what is maybe single-tier architecture, what is maybe 2-tier, what is maybe 3-tier. So for example, 127.0.01, what it is? Anybody? 127.0.0.1, what it is? Anybody?
So it's a local IP address.
Very good. So it's a local
Host IP address.
local host IP address. Apart
server IP address.
Very good. Apart from this, can you give some other interpretation for the same local address, IP address? Everything is okay. For example, I am having a single system.
Local host server IP address.
Pardon?
Server.
Server, yes, I am talking about. Assume that I am having a system, a single system is capable enough to sending a request and giving response. A single system can be treated as a client as well as server. When you are talking about a single system is different as a client and server, what is the significance of this 127.0.0.1? What is the name of this IP address? When a single system will be treated as a client as well as server, then what is the name of that IP address? A single system is capable. Yeah, very good. What it is?
Loopback address.
Very good. Exactly. Thomas sir, who has given the answer? Who has given this answer? Loopback address. Vikram. Excellent answer. So it is a loopback address. Why it is a loopback address means a single system is capable of sending request, getting response, sending request, getting response. So it is a loopback address. So it is a single tier architecture. If it is a 2-tier architecture means having the two different distinct system. One is a client, another is a server. So now this is a 3-tier architecture. When you're talking about a 3-tier architecture, first you need to have a presentation layer, then business layer, then persistent layer. Presentation layer wherein you are going to talk about the way in which how you are going to present in the form of or as a chart or audio video. Business layer, since we are the client, we are not allowed to access data which is available in the backend. So for that, on behalf of us, somebody is doing some activities. The same scenario which is available in the internet data, what it means? On behalf of us, the system will maintain the history. What is the naming of this? On behalf of us, the system is maintaining the history. What is the naming of this in internet era? The first letter start with the C. The first letter start with the C. On behalf of us.
Cookies, sir.
It will maintain the history on behalf of us because we don't have any option to maintain all about this. On behalf of the system, we'll doing this history in the internet era. So it is a cookie. Similarly, we as a client are not possible to access the data which is available in the backend. Instead, we will be given a provision through this business layer that will act as an interface between client and server. So that is treated as a business layer. And the last layer is nothing but a persistent layer. Why it is named as a persistent layer means because the data which is made permanent. The data is made permanent, so that will allow us to access the data. So in this concept, we will be having different, now we are talking about the entire architecture. This is an entire architecture. What are the types are available, the device, what are the devices are used in the IoT scenario to capture the data, sensor, camera, RFID and other IoT devices. And the raw data, structured data, semi-structured data and unstructured data. Data together, real-time data receiver, data parser. Parsing means it's nothing but it will given the data, the given data is converted into a different entity, and the data queue and the batch data extract and the data merging. So this is a data gather. Then data pre-processing. It can be HDFS or it can be a MapReduce programming or real-time or Hadoop or workflow can be. And finally, the services. What are the services we are going to provide? It can be classification, clustering, association, time series, and other analysis. All of these will come under the IoT and big data mining system. What is my classification? I am going to classify. If your eyes are closed, if I'm giving my mobile phone, then you can able to see what is this. If I'm asking question, you can able to see it's a mobile phone because you are trained. If I'm giving a mouse in your hand, you'll be giving it is a mouse. If I'm giving my pen to your hand, you will be giving the answer it is a pen. First, earlier you are given as a mobile, then you are given the answer is a mouse, then you are given the answer is what you call as a pen. Now, the way in which how you can able to do this type of classification because already you are trained. Having with the trained data, you can do the classification. Then clustering, you are going to form a group of data in a group clustering. Then association analysis, how I am going to analysis. If I am going to buy a bread, then I will buy a jam. Analysis, the way in which the other analysis. So these are the concept which is nothing but the architecture related IoT in big data mining system. Then from macros to micro and IoT, so cities to infrastructure system, then even buildings, stores, factories, hospital, campuses, then industrial and commercial assets, then family assets, then appliance and consumer products and personals like that. You can keep on moving macros to micro. So the five key functions in your IoT is build the data, analyze the data, manage the state data, and secure the data. Finally, you are going to connect the data. So these are the 5 V's later, how we have seen 5 V's in big data. Similarly, these are the 5 V's in your IoT. So with this, I will conclude my session. You can think big and you can get the things done. Thank you. Any question from anybody? Any question from anybody? Okay.
So any questions you can ask, or you can post it in the chat box if you are not able to unmute and speak.
I think taken overflow time, not underflow time.
So, yes, sir, it was of course a very interesting session. And from our team, I would like to express our heartfelt thanks to you for taking this lengthy session. You had taken for more than 2 hours, and I know that if we give you even 1 more hour, you will happily take. Maybe in the next series, we will be again inviting you because your session was so good, and in fact, you have given you had discussed lot of points from starting from the types of data, the 4 V's, and then one more thing that I liked about the session was with simple examples you had explained these complex topics in a very simple way. I hope the participants have benefited, and you had taken even the complicated topics like the Hadoop concepts and how the text analytics is done, and how the IoT works only on big data, and regarding the architecture of IoT and big data. So everything was taken in a simple way. I hope that the participants will take some of these and try to go in depth. Again, I want to thank Dr. Krishnamurthy sir for one more thing, because I know that sir was busy for the past 4 days, and that's why he agreed to come on the 5th day. Actually, the session was planned on the 2nd day, and in spite of his busy schedule, he committed, and he told that he will confirmly take the session on the 5th day. Thank you so much, sir, for your support. Any participants want to tell a feedback, they can unmute and speak. I think, so thank you, sir. Actually, we had a 60 participants online. Now only they have left because 12 o'clock was the ending time of the session. So that's how the count has come down, sir. So once again, thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, participants. Patient enough to listen my session. The only worried concept from my point of view, normally I used to interact more with the participants, because the concept is Virundam Maradam 3 days, but you are crossing the 3rd day, now you are in the 5th day, may not be that much of what you call as interaction, but anyhow.
In fact, your session was very interactive. You have made them to answer. Somehow you have made them to answer. That was also a success from your part, sir.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, faculties. Thank you.
So over to the participants. Your slides have been mailed or to all those who have the 80% attendance, and for those who have not got the slides, if you can possibly attend these 2 days, you might get the attendance of 80%. So I request those who have not attended for the previous 2 days, please attend all the 3 sessions, upcoming 3 sessions. Okay, so we'll join back again at 2 o'clock. The speaker